All right, welcome back to Arc Salt Lake on this Tuesday morning. We are joined now by Ann Emerson of Criminally Obsessed, our favorite podcast host. She's joining us on the road after just coming back from another story. Those details, though, they're going to wait, Ann, because you're talking to us about this ongoing Melodee Buzzard case with details from private investigator Bill Garcia.
That's right. We were able to connect with Bill Garcia. And if you've been following our coverage of the missing little girl, the 9-year-old girl, Melodee Buzzard, Bill Garcia was brought on by the family, pro bono, of the Melodee's father, who is deceased, but his family. So Bill's been working on this case, and we've been able to keep in touch with him about what he's learning. And he is learning a lot of new details right now about Melodee. Very concerned about her whereabouts, of course. She's been missing for over a month, and the last time we heard about her was on this bizarre road trip that she took with her mother, Ashley, through 5 states. And then last sighting was at the Colorado-Utah border on her way back to California, where they were from, Lompoc, California. I spoke to Bill as he's been doing his work, and we're going to have a lot more on this today in a very exclusive interview with him. But what we're learning is that it looks to be that she may have made it back to the Ventura County, California area where they're from. So now he's looking very closely at leads that would take him around that area. And what it is a combination of not just what we've learned about this route that you're seeing now, this route that she took through, but why she possibly got back to Ventura County. It just makes it that much more urgent, doesn't it, that Melodee could possibly be in the area. Yeah,
just a point of clarification. You're saying that he believes Melodee, as well as the mother, made it back to Ventura County?
Yes, because we know Ashley did. Ashley definitely did, because she returned the rental car, which was that white Chevy Malibu that we keep on hearing about, where she switched the plates during this thousands of mile trip up and down over a 3-day period. So we know that she returned that rental car. And we also know that there was another rental car that was rented after that. That raises a lot of suspicions about that car as well. Now, the reason I think Bill is looking at these routes into Ventura County that are very important is because they are also not just important rural routes that would take her in. They're also routes that pass by a very symbolic area, which is the Santa Maria Cemetery, where the father who was deceased, the father of Melodee, who Ashley had Melodee with, is buried. And that is very symbolic area, of course. So that is one of the large areas that Bill is now looking at. And it's also based on the information that he's garnered from the investigation and law enforcement, paying close detail to what they did when they were at Ashley's house in the days following, when it was reported on October 14th that Melodee had vanished. And learning more about that and what the house looked like, I think that there's more information pointing towards a possible California landing for them. The question, of course, is Melodee okay? Is Melodee alive? And that is of utmost concern right now.
So Melodee's mom, as we know, appeared in court on an unrelated matter. She is out of custody, but we understand she's wearing an ankle monitor.
She is, and you know, there has been an enormous amount of conversation about that as well, of course. It's easy to get an ankle monitor off, let's be honest. And this is a woman who was very deceptive. She wore wigs. She put a wig on her child. She drove through this extraordinary trip for 3 days, switching license plates. There's a lot to be concerned about with just having an ankle monitor on a woman like this. We also know that there's some mental health concerns with her as well. So that also raises a lot of eyebrows. However, she is supposed to be back in court Wednesday, and we will hear more. These are on these false imprisonment charges, of course, that a paralegal has come forward and said it was him, this Tyler Brewer. He's posted about it. He said he was the one that had filed this criminal complaint against Ashley. So they're going to take it to pretrial tomorrow. So we should be hearing more. Now, the big question I think that we all need to be paying attention to in this case is, could there be any more information coming out in that hearing? Because, of course, one of the most frustrating parts of the hearing last time was nobody ever asked the question, where is Melodee? Yeah. Where is Melodee? So I'll be honest, like that was really hard, I think, for all of us to not hear. And I'm hoping that this is a second chance for someone to at least ask that question.
Is there a reason that police haven't or can't speak with the mother?
Well, I think they are in a roundabout way speaking with her, but I do believe that they have to be very careful. I've spoken to criminal defense attorneys about this exact question because it's so frustrating. I think there's a lot of concern that could taint evidence. It could Miranda rights. We know how important that is to make sure that she's got her Miranda rights when she's talking. But the main thing is, Ashley is not talking. She's not cooperating. She's not talking. And so far, we haven't been able to get much out of it. Now, of course, in your area, you know a lot about the Lori Vallow case, Lori Vallow Daybell. And, the parallels, the similarities of a mom not cooperating, not saying where her children were. Of course, that ended in complete tragedy. And we're hoping desperately not to let that happen again. I'm sure that's what law enforcement is working on.
Okay, and remind us once again where we can find Criminally Obsessed.
Well, thank you. We're at Criminally Obsessed is on YouTube, and we're on all of your digital platforms as your true crime platform. But come to Criminally Obsessed on YouTube, and I'm on the road now. We're going to have another exclusive interview in the Murdaugh saga. If you've been following the Alec Murdaugh story over these years, I've been covering it for 4 years now, and I'm going to have another bombshell interview for you. So I hope that you guys tune in to that in the coming days.
All right. I'm sure we'll be chatting with you about it. And thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.